Hey, what's up, my friends? It's been a while. Been a while since I made like a proper video like this. About almost a month or so. I'm kind of been focusing on YouTube Shorts recently. Been having some issues with my camera and getting the focus just to look right. If you notice, a lot of my older videos don't look so great. So I've been trying to work on that. I've been doing YouTube Shorts in the meantime. But yeah, it's been close to a month now, so I thought I'd go ahead and do a proper video. Just talking about what's on my intuitive radar. If you don't know, if you're new to my channel, I make what I refer to as empathic or intuitive predictions. Really just try to hone into intuition, and then based on that, make a prediction and things we might see unfold around the world or in the news in coming weeks or so. So that's what I do on here. And with that being said, here we go. And before I get started with what's on my intuitive radar, intuitive predictions for this video, kind of wanted to go over some past intuitive predictions I had made that turned out to be accurate, or at least contain some degree of accuracy. I have here, I put a lot of these up on my Twitter, put up April 10th, possible tectonic activity. Specifically, it was getting in Southeast Asia. And then just 4 days after I made that intuitive prediction, April 14th, saw this article: powerful 7.0 magnitude quake strikes Indonesia. Now, to be fair, Indonesia, it's part of the Pacific Rim of Fire. A lot of tectonic activity there. But I think the fact that this was a 7.0, pretty powerful earthquake, in just 4 days, less than a week after I made that intuitive prediction of tectonic activity in Southeast Asia, I think it's quite possible that there's some accuracy there, that I tapped into something real for that one. Going back a little earlier, February 19th, I was picking up Niigata, Japan. This one is interesting. I feel like the accuracy for this one was pretty good. So I picked up the country, got the location, and specifically got the part of the country, Niigata, Japan. You can see there, I wasn't quite sure what to expect, but I was honing in on possible tectonic activity. Put the clarity there around medium or medium minus. And then April 1st, I saw this article: a magnitude 5.0 offshore earthquake occurs northwest of Niigata, Japan. And that was about 40 days after I made that intuitive prediction. That one is interesting for me because I mentioned this in past videos, but sometimes I'll pick up the event. So in this case, possible tectonic activity. Other times I'll pick up a location of some significant event, but I won't know. I'll get the location, but I won't know what the event is. So this is one where I clearly got the location, got the specific part of the country in Niigata, as well as the event, the tectonic activity. 40 days before a 5.0 magnitude earthquake struck off the coast. So that's an interesting one for me. That's, for me personally anyway, I think that's a higher degree of clarity. And that's really what I'm aiming for when I'm trying to make these, kind of hone into intuition and make these intuitive predictions. That's one of those ones that makes me think I need to stick with this in the hopes of maybe helping people someday. Yeah. And then on April 19th there, again, I was picking up, again, tectonic activity / natural disaster. Specifically, it got South America. Tried to stretch my intuition for this one, trying to get the specific location again in Ecuador. Didn't get that right. I was wrong about Ecuador. But again, I was making an intuitive prediction of a natural disaster occurring in South America. Made that April 19th. See the timestamp there. And then May 24th, we saw this article: volcano spews smoke and ash, putting millions of Mexicans on alert. When a volcano is large enough and powerful enough to put millions of people in a potential risk for a serious eruption, that's a big volcano. So while I didn't specifically get volcanic eruption, I think the fact that I picked up on a natural disaster occurring in South America, and then a little over a month, 35 days later, you have a potential volcanic eruption putting millions of people at risk. Went ahead and labeled that an inaccurate or confirmed intuitive prediction. And then on April 19th, just the day before I got the other one, I was picking up possible incident involving a ship, and specifically was picking up a cruise line. I was trying to stretch my intuition. I didn't know if I was going to get stranded, possible sinking, but I put clarity there as about medium, so a little higher. I was picking up possible news story involving a ship, not only got ship, but specifically cruise line there. Just a few days ago, the other day, we saw this article: Carnival Sunshine battered by rough weather. It was terrifying, passenger says. And apparently in this article it goes on to say, I guess they were heading into a hurricane. Either they sailed through a hurricane or around one, but it was close enough that for about 12 hours they were sailing through extremely rough weather. You can see the picture in this article there. Some of the hallways and this cruise actually flooded. Passengers, very understandably, pretty scared, just kind of hunkering down in their rooms in this cruise line. And again, just kind of a few weeks. That just occurred just a few weeks after I made that intuitive prediction for that one. Okay, so that's enough past intuitive predictions that I've made. Here we go for what's on my intuitive radar for the end of May / beginning of June, I guess, for intuitive predictions, things we might see around the world in the coming weeks. Okay, so first up, I was picking up possible injury, possibly even a severe injury of a basketball player. Thought it was specifically getting like a head injury or concussion or some kind of more kind of severe concussion. Again, stretching my intuition here, could very well be wrong, but it's kind of how you get better at honing into intuition. I feel like I was possibly picking up Kevin Durant or LeBron James. Again, very possible it could be another player. In general, the kind of intuitive download or prediction here is a severe injury of a basketball player, possibly head injury, possibly some kind of concussion. And I have made intuitive predictions involving athletes in the past that turned out to very much seem to be accurate. Back April 10th, I was picking at possible baseball player being injured. Specifically got being hit by a line drive. Clarity wasn't the highest, but I kind of not only got the injury, got the sport of where this injury would occur, but then kind of how it might come about as well. Again, a few weeks later, this article came out. Colorado Rockies pitcher Ryan Feltner suffers a skull fracture and concussion after being struck by a line drive. So that is something I've picked up on before. Just kind of wanted to show that. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm tapping into something real for this one. Anytime someone gets injured, I'd happy to be wrong. But I get what I get. Just thought I'd put that out there. Also picking up possible significant ecological accident or even disaster in coming weeks. Could be something else, but I thought possibly an oil spill, some kind of offshore drilling. Specific download I felt like I was getting was the BP incident from years ago, and there was the BP gas station. They had a big oil spill. It was just an absolute mess. Kind of a random one, but possible incident involving animals on the loose, possibly an escaped animal, or even a multiple or large number of animals in coming weeks. Possibly occurring at a zoo. Clarity around medium for this one. Again, trying to stretch my intuition here. Could entirely be wrong. I feel like this could possibly, if I am tapping into something real, possibly occur in Kentucky. I feel like I was maybe getting the Lewisburg Zoo. Again, it could very well be elsewhere. In general, some kind of news story or incident involving animal or animals in a zoo, possibly escaping a zoo. Some kind of out of the usual or out of ordinary situation that would kind of be newsworthy. Kind of been picking up on that for a while. And then quite a few more intuitive or empathic downloads related to natural disasters, specifically tectonic activity. I don't know if that's the theme in this season, this summer, because I had a lot in the past. I'm still getting more. I picked up here Kumagaya, Japan. Could also be Kamakura / Kumagaya. Not really sure. But I put the possible location of significant event, possibly tectonic activity. Put that out on May 27th, just a few days ago. Japan's kind of been on my radar. Again, I know it's in the Pacific Rim of Fire. It's really common there. But back a week ago or so, and even earlier than that, I was picking up tectonic activity, possibly some type of tremor. I feel like it could be kind of a tremor we see in Tokyo or Tokyo surrounding area. Maybe more north of Saitama, where I believe Kamakura is. Could be elsewhere as well. But I feel like the intuitive download, like the image I saw was just like a news anchor, and they're in the middle of doing a news broadcast, and it started shaking. Saw kind of similar events last March. So I've picked up in tectonic activity in Japan before, so it's kind of just been on my radar. I was picking up that tremor in Tokyo. Now I'm getting Kumagaya. Something I'm pressing into, but definitely on my intuitive radar these days. Don't know if I'm saying this right, but Sichuan province. Again, possible natural disaster, possibly involving tectonic activity. Could be kind of landslide as well. But just Sichuan province. Clarity not quite as high as the one in Japan, but another location on the world on my intuitive radar for some type of tectonic activity in coming weeks to months. And then a third location on my intuitive radar for tectonic activity, earthquake, in South America. Again, kind of natural disaster in South America. This time I felt like I was specifically getting tectonic activity. I felt like I was really picking up Mexico City, which is a very big central location in Mexico. I really don't know the history of tectonic activity or earthquakes in Mexico City. I believe there is a fault line there, but I honestly don't know how common that is. The exact intuitive download or message I got, I know it was random, was Telemundo. Again, it was kind of that image of like a news anchor doing their broadcast like normal, and you see everything shaking. I believe Telemundo is like a Mexican news organization. Could be wrong on that. Put the clarity is low to /low plus, so kind of between low and medium. But again, just another location on my intuitive radar for possible tectonic activity we could see in weeks / months at some point this summer. In terms of clarity, I would say that Japan is really the highest on my intuitive radar. But this one in Mexico is I would say that's just a little below Japan in terms of clarity, the kind of intuitive download or prediction. And one more I want to throw in this video. I actually got this kind of intuitive download just last night, and I was still in the process of editing this video, so I'll throw it in real fast. So again, more tectonic activity. I don't know if that's the theme for this season, this summer. I don't know. But I was picking up here possible tectonic / volcanic activity in Hawaii. So Hawaii as well, another location on my intuitive radar. And again, stretching my intuition here, but I felt like there was two locations there was a little more clarity in Hawaii. I feel like I was picking up Molokai and Kauai. I put they're the highest on my intuitive radar. Could be elsewhere, it could be another island. I like to stretch my intuition. I feel like Molokai and Kauai was kind of standing out to me. But the clarity there is high. Now I was also, a while back, I was also picking up on significant kind of a tsunami, possibly caused by tectonic activity. And I feel like I was picking up a remote island that could be elsewhere, but I feel like Hawaii was one of my locations on my intuitive radar for that. Now I'm getting tectonic / volcanic activity in Hawaii. So just trying to connect the dots. There could be some kind of more significant or out of the ordinary kind of natural occurrence or even disaster in or around Hawaii. Again, coming weeks or so. I know there's a lot, so I put it all just here in one tweet. So locations on my intuitive radar for possible earthquakes / natural disasters in coming weeks. Japan, specifically Kumagaya, kind of Tokyo area. Sichuan province in China. Mexico City in Mexico. And Molokai and Kauai in Hawaii. 4 different locations, 4 different places around the world, all on my intuitive radar for a significant natural disaster, possibly involving tectonic activity. They just keep coming. Just the intuitive downloads about possible earthquakes just keep coming. So, I'm still learning to do this. It's possible that some of these are wrong. It's possible most of these are wrong. But it's also, I believe, it's also possible that at least 1 or maybe 2 of these, I am tapping into something real for these ones. These ones can be heavy. These ones tend to stress me out. So, just on the off chance I am tapping into something real for this one, just please be praying, my friends. If you live in any of these areas, you know anyone in these areas, just be praying that everyone is safe and okay. Again, best case scenario, I'm wrong in all 4 counts. But I get the intuitive messages I get, and all I know is to put it out there. So that's kind of a few different places on my radar, possible tectonic activity. Alright, my friends, I think that's all I have for you guys for this week. Again, for what's on my intuitive radar. We're trying to hone into intuition, and based on that, try and make what I call empathic or intuitive predictions, things we might see just unfold around the world. I know it's been a while since I made a video, so if you catch this video, if you take the time to watch it, just thank you my friends for listening. If you're interested in this kind of content, being an empath, intuition, whatever I'm doing with my life, you're more than welcome to like and subscribe and follow me on Twitter, Empath Downloads, where I put a lot of these out. Just as always, my friends, thank you for taking time to listen. Be safe, my friends, and I'll see you in the next video.